So in this video, we're going to speak about another one of those questions which have been asked to me a lot of times by both parents as well as students. And that is about a very crucial point because of which a lot of students are taking up law. And there's a lot of misinformation also which has been spread, in the market by many stakeholders. I would want to, comment on it and give my opinion in a very unbiased view. And as much as, like I say, it's out of my experience from both sides of the bench, as well as my experience with the students whom I've taught, and also as a professor who has taught students, and also have dealt with what you call as the placements. Okay, so placements, how do you secure one, and how do you make sure that placements happen, and do we have the kind of placements which people talk about in the field of law? So let me be very frank and tell you, a lot of it is misinformation. When we say 100% placements, that's actually a myth. It's even a myth when it comes to good B schools as well. As you know, some of the IIMs also don't give 100% placement. Why? What is the reason behind it? And I really hate it when people start saying, even before they admit students, they start claiming 100% placements, 100% placement. Now I want to comment on it and want to make this a bit clear here. And I think sane minds and reasonable and rational minds will understand what I'm saying. See, unless and until a person doesn't know you, hasn't taught you, or doesn't know that what kind of a student are you, how can they promise that they're going to 100% place you? I understand someone saying 100% placement assistance is given, and that's where not, and that's exactly what they do also. Every college, what they do is called as placement assistance and internship help. These both are those things which a college or a university can do with. Because if you're not worth it, okay, you're good. You cracked an examination, say clat, lsat or something, and you get into a law school. But if you're not worth it, then what? Can they still get you placed? The answer is no. It's practically not possible because the ones who are placing you should also like you. Now think about a situation, and I've seen it from my eyes, both in terms of the people I have studied with and also the people I've taught. You get into a law school and you start thinking that, okay, life is beautiful. I have a tag of this good law school and I'm going to survive it and I'm going to just sail through. Someone is going to come and pick me up. It doesn't happen like that because any firm, corporate, NGO, any government agency also, if they come, they will not give you a job. They will not give you a placement unless until they don't meet you. And when they meet you, they're not going to sit down and play a KBC with you. Okay, they're not going to act like Amitabh Bachchan. On the other hand, how they act is very simple. They're not just judging you on terms of your knowledge, they're going to judge you on various other parameters as well. So those parameters are not known to any college or any university. So to say that 100% placement is actually a big lie. But if a college says 100% placement assistant, it means a lot of things. And yes, law schools provide you 100% placement assistance. What do they do for it? It's very simple. Not just providing you with the best of the best faculties. Now when I'm speaking about good law schools, which are incredibly doing well. Okay, I don't want to name anyone here because I also belong to a law school. So I'm not naming anyone here, not patronizing anyone, but I'm saying, what do good law schools do? They provide you with good faculties. They provide you with a good library and all those things which I showed you which I discussed in my first lecture. That's exactly what I say. They provide you with all those things, and they give you an environment where you totally upskill yourself, where you learn those things which actually give you a kind of a confidence, knowledge, skills, and also a perspective through which you understand everything. So those internship opportunities also with the university or the college is going to get you. Basically, it gives you an opportunity to go sit in an office and understand some basic things which are the most important thing. And then you create your resume in such a manner. Now, there are universities where you have a proper internship cell, which is worked upon by professionals, and they handle it. Okay, they are the ones who, right from the day one, are going to see to it that You build a resume, they will make your internship diary, they will sit with you. I remember during our time at a national law school, which I belonged to, you know, it was a student-run body. It was a student-run body, and my batchmates were a part of it. They were the ones who were doing everything. We invested money also, I remember, and they used to get people all the way. So that's how we, the famed national law schools, that's exactly how we did it. But now things are changing because law firms also want to interact with law schools. And for that, what they do is they come for moot courts, they come for sessions, they come as judges. Now, there has to be someone to create that aura. That's what I'm saying. And that's what law schools are doing. They'll keep on inviting people, even for guest lectures when they invite partners, associates from law firm. There's a hidden agenda. It's very simple. Like I said, they're creating that aura. They're giving you an opportunity to go and attend those lectures and impress the person who's coming that yes, this law school matters. And sadly, in many law schools, when such kind of faculties or such kind of partners of law firms are coming, generally the students bunk these classes. And then, the faculties have to give extra attendance and blah, 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 and invite them over that please attend the classes. And then this is the same student who cries that I'm not getting placements. Right? So it's not, it's not that a one-way thing that you go ahead and say the law school is bad. It's not always. It's like the law school will it thrives on placements. Very simple. It's a professional course, like I said. It's not like any other course, like a undergraduate course where you just graduate and then you go for a postgraduate to get a placement. But in law schools, the underlying the sell factor is basically placements. So the law school also wants it. So the student also has to endeavor and make sure that that kind of a pull is created. Now, if you ask about national law schools, believe me, during our time, we were having great competition from NLS Bangalore, NULSAR, NUJS. And I remember, as students, we were very responsible. We took it up on us that we'll not just invite these people, we'll create that academic aura from our side. We'll project that kind of a knowledge. Wherever we went for internship, we showed professionalism to the T. And most of us got, what you call as a pre-placement offer. Now, how do you do that? It's very simple. People say that if unless until you are not from a good law school, you will not get internship, which is not right. Which is absolutely something which I call it as a loser attitude. It's just that you are so lazy that you want internships to be, booked at the very last moment, because all throughout when other students were trying to send their resume and make sure, I know students who send their resumes and internship applications 1 year before to firms to make sure that, and I'm telling you, the firms are very clear. It's not like they only want to have students from national law schools. They do welcome students who have a good CV. Now, what is a good CV? Very recently, at our law school, we, invited a lawyer from US who also does practice in India as well as US. He made an excellent statement. I really loved him for that. He said that you please send me an application with a covering letter and your resume to me. And he was very clear that I'll read your covering letter, that why should I give you internship? I'll also go through your resume. If there is even one grammatical error, I'm going to blacklist you. Never are you going to get an internship in my firm. And he was not wrong. Believe me, he's not wrong, because those grammatical errors at that age, when you get into a law school, from the very first year, you're very clear about it. Probably law schools are the only one where the professor is also checking for your grammar, for which you get very irritated with him, that why is he checking my grammar? I'm just writing. But he's checking it because the professor knows that one wrong mistake can cost your client billions of dollars, or in criminal cases, even his life itself will be on the anvil. Right? So they do matter, and that's why law firms do a lot of scrutiny. There is a specific person who works in the HR of the law firms, who's himself a lawyer, who will go through these applications. And he's not like, oh, national guy, he might be a bright fellow. No, they will go through that scrutiny. But national law school students probably are taking these things seriously. And that's why I'm making this video for all others also, to be very clear about it. That particular letter which you're sending should be good. Grammatically, it should make sense. You should also send your objective, that why do you seek an internship? What the firm works, say, in infrastructure. So you should say, I have a keen interest in infrastructure, and then you should quote your interest, that why do you have a keen interest in infrastructure, and then you should say that I want to come learn this and also contribute. So there's a specific way of doing that. You have to make sure that you are able to impress the other person. Now come on, you are the guy who after a few years is going to stand probably in front of Supreme Court judge and trying to admit his case, that please, this case is admissible, there is a question of law which needs your attention. So your convincing skill is something which right from that moment has to be there. And there are students whom I know who just apply to one firm, it gets rejected, and then they start blaming the system. And okay, the system is only for national law school students; they don't take anyone else. So that's not exactly how things are. Okay. Second thing which I have seen is when you get an internship, don't mess it up. I've seen students entering into law firms, working there for 1 week and realizing, oh my God, these guys are literally working, making me work very hard. I have to work day in and day out. This is not what I expected. I'm on internship. I want to party. I want to go out with my friends. I have my relatives here. Hello. Let's be very clear. You're there to learn. And that's the time when you're not just creating the impression of yours, but also your institution. Be professional, even if it demands you to be in the office till 2 o'clock. Ask me. I was interning with the firm and I was there till 2 o'clock. And the next day, yes, I expected that people are going to appreciate me. No appreciation, because that's the norm. And then I realized that this is how you have to work. That's how people work. I did. I was very happy when the research which I did was appreciated. That yeah, this is a good point. That's it. That's it. Not that, oh good that you worked, we're going to give you extra money, blah blah blah. Nothing. That's what law is all about, and that's the beginning of every milestone that you're going to achieve. Okay? So that's exactly how you have to go, and not just internship. It's also about publication, national, international publications. You have to find questions of law. There is so much happening in and around you. There's so much happening on the internet. The world is changing, not just diseases. It's also about your privacy. It's also about things on internet which are happening and which are actually messing up with what the defender of what you are. It's called as rights here, right? Lawyers are the defender of the rights of the people. And there are so many questions of law hanging in and around. Write that, start publishing. That won't cost you much. Yeah, you send it to one place, it gets rejected, and again you are dejected. So that's not how it happens. Keep trying. And as I said, law students do have a lot of time. It's just that people say that, oh, I'm very busy. Yes, we keep busy, but just compare us with our cousins from other disciplines, and you'll realize what I'm saying. And you have to utilize that time to create what you call as the time, right? And then there are things which you should also participate and hone yourself. When you're going for an internship, I usually encourage my students that you should start from the district court, because that's exactly where the action takes place. That's exactly where the first file is prepared. And one of those things which you should know is on how to prepare that file. Because even when you go to the Supreme Court, if you think that you're so good that you should directly deal with Supreme Court cases, the file which is first opened, or which will give you a good reference about the case, is the first file, where all the facts, where all the where everything is covered, and you should know how it was filed, uh, what was the cause of action, how things happened, and every detail is given there. So in the very first second year, you should go and understand that. You should sit with the lawyer when he's sitting with a client. Mom, do not say a word, but sit and understand that how a client is dealt with. That is also very, very important. I remember I used to sit with one of my senior partner from the firm I interned, and I was so mesmerized by him, the way he talked, in a very sarcastic manner. He used to tell the person that you're an idiot, that you committed this crime, but let's see if we can help you out or not. And I was like, yeah, he's so good. He is able to tell him that you're an idiot, but that too in such a manner that the other person is not feeling bad. And he's telling him that, yeah, I'll be able to save you. It's kind of investigating the facts from the clients also, which most of the time they do not. As in, because you have to investigate, because everyone thinks that I'll hide my side of facts and the other person will not get to know, which is very, very untrue. Because we lawyers should have that tact to sit, make the client comfortable, and make sure that he opens up. He trusts us, for which there's a kind of a skill which you have to acquire. And that skill can only be acquired during your law school days with your internships. There are client counseling competitions which happen. You should be a part of it. There are negotiations and mediation competitions which happen. You should be a part of it. Not just moot court. Moot court, yes, they are the ones with the halo around their head, but other than that, also there are so many other competitions which happen. You should be there. You should enjoy these 5 years of your life. Not just academic events. I also encourage students to be a part of plays, debates. Plays, you should be there, because acting, enacting, etc. It gives you a different dimension. You should also write a scripts for play, etc., which gives you an idea about if a case comes and if someone is hiding something. It's a totally different thing. And lawyers will understand what I'm saying. That how you are able to even deduce, act like a mentalist, and understand that this person might have done that. Let us quiz him from that angle. Let us ask some questions which may make him uncomfortable, but then he opens up. So those are those things which which really work for your placements. Because at the end of the day, when you sit for a placement interview, it's not about your grades. They will look at your grades, yes, but what will be the focus point is what you have done in your 5 years. What was your contribution to a firm where you interned? What value did you add to that firm? What all extracurriculars you were a part of? And nothing beats that moment if you were the person because of which the law school or the law college you belong to gets to be known. So very recently I was speaking to my students and I told them that come back to your alumni, come back to your alumni day in the campus and say that, okay, I established this. That's a totally different high of your life. And that's how lawyers make their career. Your background, from where you are is always going to be there, yes. But then if you make your law school famous, that's how it is, right? Like Harish Salve, Ram Jethmalani, they were the ones who made their law schools famous. But then, the National Law School Revolution and people like us, we canvassed and made the other things possible. But then I I I I think that it's time that the other law schools also take up this mantle and they start doing the same thing and start creating students. And this is where I do think that if you join a good law school, if it has good faculties who work with them, create that brand of yours, and that's naturally going to help you with the placements. And there are people who say that money is not good, blah blah blah. Now, I would say something which again will not be taken in good taste by people, but then at the end of the day, you get what you're worth. It's very simple, and you decide your worth. If you have really worked hard during the 5 year your 5 years, you'll 100% get good placement. And in case if you have not worked hard, whatever, in case if you get placed, take it, because to get a break is also very important. So very recently I met a student, I won't name obviously the student, but then he got a placement. I was very surprised that he got a placement. He was asking me for advice, and the first advice I gave him was, bro, go and take it, don't refuse it. So he was looking at me and then he was like, why do you say so? I said, because this is the best you can get, but I trust you, given the other skill sets which you have. If you get this break, you get inside, you can create magic. And thankfully that guy took it. He joined it and now he's enjoying it, and he keeps on irritating me on the phone. I'm sorry, I will not take your name, but then he keeps telling me that yes, now people are appreciating me and there are chances of my appraisal. That's how it happens. That's exactly how it happens. In short, it's very simple. You are worth what you get. It's very simple. You create your own worth. So create that. Okay, and that's what placement is all about. 100% placement, I again say that's cheating. That doesn't happen. At least in law school, I can vouch for it. They give you placement assistance, they give you internship assistance. That's what law schools do. They create that opportunities for you. They will put you inside the door. That okay, meet the prospective employer. You have to impress the person. You have to make sure that they recruit you. And that's why out of 50, if you say 100 students, if there are 60 students who are getting placement, it means the law school did get opportunities, right? The others probably did not impress much. Otherwise, they would have got. I know law schools that if there are 100 students, they will surely get 120, 130 opportunities for students. But if the student is not worth it, the firms are not going to take you. You know, there is no one in this on this good planet Earth who will just take you because someone's word is there. Even if they take you, your chacha, mama, bhanja, etc. is a great lawyer, they'll take you. But within some time, they'll understand, you know, the pain, and probably their behavior will show that you yourself will resign and leave. And I've seen these things happening in firms because lawyers are very shrewd. They will not do anything which pains their business because clients, you know, they are everything in the firms and everywhere else also. Okay, so good luck. I speak from my heart, and whatever I'm saying is what I truly believe in. And I think even if it feels bad, this is how it is. Okay, all the best. Take care.